Enjoying secrets of a sugar daddy? How about a little something extra? Here's today's dose of extra sugar with Marcus.
Hey, this is Marcus, and welcome to this segment of Extra Sugar. All right, here's some news before we get to the extra sugar. We have added 2 more tiers to our Patreon membership level. Now, we still have the basic $10 VIP membership, which still gets you all of the great benefits that we have talked about before. You get to see behind the scenes photos. You get to hear all the episodes and extra sugars before anybody else. You get a profile review and coaching until the end of April 2024. And you also get on our priority invite list for the next party. Now, we have added 2 more tiers, and we have a $25 a month tier where you get all of that, and then after the expiration period of the coaching and profile review, those people will actually get 1 hour of coaching a month and a profile review. And then we have a $75 tier. That is the ultimate VIP supporter of the show. Unlimited coaching, unlimited profile reviews, and of course, out of all the people that get invited to the party that are members of our Patreon, you are guaranteed to be at the top of the list. So those are our ultimate tiers, but you can still sign up for the $10 a month tier, which has a lot of great benefits, and we'd love to have you as a VIP supporter of the show. All right, on to today's extra sugar. It's a good one. This one I really like. It is, what has a sugar baby or sugar daddy unknowingly done that totally killed your interest in them? And we have a lot of good submissions on this one. One person writes in and says, my most subtle one was a young sugar baby who asked me to help her find an apartment. I wasn't paying for it directly, but she wanted help with the process. We had been seeing each other for about a month at this time. We went to the place and met the owner for the walkthrough. She immediately sized him up as a potential sugar daddy, valued his car, his income potential, his family status. She sort of nonchalantly talked about it. It instantly put me at guard and blew holes in her story as a newbie sugar baby. I never saw her again after that day. All right, another sugar baby writes in, well, I once had a sugar daddy when I was in college who was great to me at first. Generous with gifts and allowance, loved to just go for a drive and chat about life. But then he slowly started talking about religion to me more and more. Eventually, he sent me like this short story which basically used passages from the Bible to justify the fact that he was cheating on his wife with me, and it really creeped me out. I never cared about his marriage, and we never really talked about it at all, but before all of a sudden he keeps bringing it up and using the Bible to talk about how it's okay for him to play with teens on the side. Just really rubbed me the wrong way, and when I ended things, he didn't take it very well at all. Yeah, I would like to see what scriptures he was using to justify cheating on his wife. I grew up in a pretty religious household, and I don't remember those. Here's another one from a sugar baby. I was at a now ex-sugar daddy's house for the weekend. I got there on a Saturday. I noticed some things. First, in his dish rack, there were 2 wine glasses, 2 plates, and a pan. Ding, 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 ding. In the fridge, there was barbecue meat and half of a prepared salad. He wasn't one to cook, but told me he barbecued the night before. Once I saw the dish rack, I knew he had someone over. Now, we were not exclusive, and I didn't mind him seeing others. Okay, now, this is gross, so don't judge me, but I started my period that night, and I'm throwing the applicator away, and I know it's not very sexy, so I didn't want to just put it on top of the trash. There was an empty bag in the trash, so I moved it to put the tampon underneath, and I saw a used condom wrapper. I was grossed out. Him knowing I was going to be there the next day and sleeping with someone the night before. That's too close for comfort. So since I started my period, I told him I didn't want to be intimate and I was sorry. And what annoyed me more was he was trying to feed me the secondhand salad. It had the dressing on it and it was so soggy. Like, no way. Also, we would go grocery shopping. I would always cook for us, and he would drive across town to go to Food Max because it was cheaper than the Rallies 1 block away from the house. I try not to be annoyed by this so I could still get my allowance, but it annoyed me still. All right, here a sugar baby writes in. I had a potential sugar daddy where he calculated what he was willing to offer allowance-wise by how much he charged per hour. He was a psychiatrist. He, quote, couldn't possibly justify paying me any more than that, unquote, as he had a PhD and that's how much he made per hour. The offer was lower than what I was looking for, but it was more so his stupid reasoning behind it. That was why I turned it down. I also had the feeling he was constantly trying to psychoanalyze me. I also had a potential constantly talking poorly about his ex-wife. That's such a huge turnoff. Even if you totally are justified in feeling the way you do, keep it to yourself on a first date. Yeah, I agree with that one, guys. Don't talk about your exes. Don't talk about other girls. I am guilty of doing that. I have been called out on doing that. I didn't realize the effect that it was having, but that is a very good point. So remember that on your first few dates. Don't bring up the exes. The sugar baby also had a potential getting into politics over dinner. Yeah, that's another no-no. Stay away from politics and religion, especially on the first date. Talking about how he had friends that had golfed with Trump and blah, blah, blah. DC has so many self-important wannabe social climbers, it's gross. Anyway, I stay silent as I'm not a Trump fan. The couple that are sitting across from us are interracial. He starts talking about how, quote, he's never been with a black girl, unquote, and that all the sisters he's encountered on SA have seemed ghetto fabulous and lower class. Just his entire demeanor had this air of superiority complex, and it was so annoying. He didn't make nearly enough money to even slightly get away with it. Yep, those are some big no-nos. Yeah, I agree with this sugar baby. Those are some big, big turnoffs, and I'm sure she never saw these guys again. This one's from another sugar baby. It says, my ex-sugar daddy wanted to make sure he's giving me 100% more than whatever I need, except for money, LOL. So whenever we're at a restaurant, he's always ordering more than what we're able to eat. What? That's stupid. When we're traveling somewhere new, for me at least, he's always making a very tight itinerary just so I can see everything, even though I told him I'm not into bird parks nor the National Zoo. And not only for bigger things like that, he even insisted to hold my hand when we were about to cross the road in an overprotective manner. I snapped the third time he did that and blurted out loud saying it was embarrassing. Later that night, we had a fight, and he said my words kind of hurt him, but he forgave me and asked me to never say that again. I knew right away the sugar relationship is no longer healthy, and we only meet for 2 more short dates after that. I'm a sugar baby, not an actual baby, duh. Thank you for that comment. Here's another one, actually from a sugar daddy. What instantly turns me off about a lot of potential sugar babies I meet is that after the meet and greet, we seem to be looking for the same thing. Their expectations are within my range. Then a short time later, the world falls on them. Their car breaks, school is due, their grandma gets sick, their apartment catches fire, they get evicted, they lose their job, you name it. I see this a lot. Meet a girl, hang out, all is good. Then they start with a bunch of sob stories while barely knowing me. I get that life happens, but big things in a couple of days after meeting? I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah, that's actually happened to me a lot. I've met a girl like one time, and then all of us, and we had a really fun date, and then all of a sudden she started sending me Venmo requests and Cash App requests for money because of one disaster emergency after another. And I did think I did help her, I think, a couple times in the beginning. And of course, that opened Pandora's box and it just never ended. Any of the sugar daddies that we've interviewed on our show can tell you the same thing. They've had the same experience. So sugar babies, try not to do that. I know that you're on the site for a reason. I know that finances are important to you, and we all have financial obligations. And, you know, if you were 100% financial free, you probably wouldn't be on the site. Or maybe you would. There are a lot of people who are anyway. But to lay all of your financial problems on a new sugar daddy, you're going to see them run for the hills, and then you're going to have to start all over, and it's just an exhausting process. Yeah, here's another one from a sugar daddy. This is a turn off when sugar babies do this. So after 1 month into the arrangement, he gets this quote: "Hey, we are having such a good time. Maybe you should increase my allowance." I mean, I get it. Girls want more. Men want to pay less. It's a struggle. But yeah, that a lot of time that happens very quickly. All right. Here's another one from a sugar daddy. It says, "My first longer-term sugar baby, maybe 7 months in, and almost everything is working. She is smart, distinguished at university, very different from people most I know, and our chemistry works. She pushes a little on fancy dining, and a couple of my early gifts were clueless, but we're working it out. While in the moment, she starts something we had explicitly said would not happen that involves a health risk. No discussion, just action. She did not get my concern or felt defensive, saying that because she was more at risk, it should be okay. Game over. I tried to shift this to a more legit friendship, buying her lunch monthly with a modest gift, but she still interests me as a person, and there was one specific job or thing I might have helped with. We met once. It felt awkward. She did not take me up on the invite again. That's unfortunate." And then somebody responds, "I assume you mean that she started to have unprotected sex with you. Good for you for being a sugar daddy that cares about that sort of thing." Actually, most sugar daddies prefer unprotected sex. So I'm actually surprised that this person held their ground, but good for them. Sugar baby writes in, "He began following me places. I had my location disabled on my phone, so there's no way he could have found me unless he was following me in person or had eyes on me. It was ranging from showing up to the bar or the grocery store 2 cities away. My friends didn't know who he was, and they started making comments about how that guy shows up everywhere we go, and why is he taking pictures of you? Yeah, that is creepy. Yeah, that would be a big turnoff. Bye-bye. Never talk to that guy again." Let's see. Here's a comment from a sugar daddy. "Here's a couple of things that evolved over our dates and have made me lose interest. She wraps up intimate time as soon as the deed is done, comes up with an excuse to be somewhere. The first couple of times this happened, I thought maybe it was true, but this has started happening more regularly. I don't want to call her on it, but it bothers me enough to start looking." Yep, I've definitely experienced the same thing. It seems like we're having a good time. The conversation's going great. We get to the sex, and it's a lot of fun. And then as soon as it's done, she's like, "Okay, gotta go." Bam, out the door. It's almost like she's double booked, or I don't know, she just didn't want to hang around. The second one is that he says is a big turnoff is the meals we go to started becoming more expansive. Feels like we are ordering for that meal and a few of her meals the following few days. I understand money is tight, but it just bothers me when we go back with the amount of leftovers that we do. Wow, yeah, that's happened to me, where they will order so much food and take a lot of food home with them. I kind of let that one slide. I get it, but they have leftovers for days, and so they don't have to worry about the food. But yeah, if the sugar babies really start pushing it and getting too comfortable with ordering tons of food, then that's going to be a big turnoff for that sugar daddy. He's not going to invite them out to dinner anymore. All right, and then we will end with this one. Here's a red flag, an immediate pass, telling me about times in the past that they've treated women with anything less than the utmost respect we deserve. So I guess this is coming from a sugar baby. Admitting they talk to women on seeking strictly for the ego boost without any intention of an arrangement. I guess they expect me to find it flattering that they're not treating me that way. The same is true for a vanilla, by the way. Yellow flag, giving off any indication that they are desperate and or disingenuous, like being way too damn excited about me when we haven't even met yet. Obviously, once they actually get to know me, they're free to acknowledge that I'm the most glorious woman they've ever met, so long as they're not married, because their wife should always be number one. Also, comparing me to other women and otherwise demonstrating poor judgment, like can't get over his basic 20-something sugar baby when he's a married middle-aged man with a family. to the point where he's making risky decisions that could jeopardize his family. I also had one potential blame his ex-sugar baby's failures in life on the fact that she was a teen mother. Blaming a child for their parents' decisions doesn't settle well with me at all. I have several friends who were teen mothers, and I can't imagine a single one of them being okay with that sentiment. That said, I never silently harbor these judgments or feelings. I explain to them what I think and feel and why, because that's how I'd like to be treated. I can't say that's ever really been appreciated, though. So I'm probably wasting my time and energy giving them an opportunity to grow and or explain. Oh well. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's Extra Sugar. I certainly can relate with a lot of these comments. And sugar daddy, sugar babies, if you find yourself doing these things to turn off the other, you might think about it and put some of the advice into practice, and just be aware that some of the things that you do, which you don't realize, might end a truly magical relationship if you let it blossom and grow how it should. All right, join us again on Tuesday for a very fun episode. And then we'd love a follow on Instagram at Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. And again, go to the Patreon. I will put a link to it at the bottom of this description, and it's on our website at the very top. So join the family. We are having a lot of fun there. We've got a good group discussion going, and you're definitely going to get your money's worth. All right, until next time, bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed your Extra Sugar with Marcus. As always, visit our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com, to comment or tell us your story.